demonstrate for you round 3 of the triangle. So this is the triangular piece of the Trillium Afghan, and I'm going to show you round 3. Rounds 1 and 2 I've already completed. So I started with a magic ring and I did 6 single crochets, and then I did a round of 3 shell stitches. So that's the beginning of the pattern, rounds 1 and 2 completed. So round 3 is beginning here in this corner. So we're placed here, and we're going to begin with a chain 2, a double crochet in the same space. So that's half of our corner. And then we're going to continue on along this side here. We're going to be working some post stitches. So first we work a front post double crochet around the post of that next double crochet. And then we work 2 back post double crochets around this post here. So back post, obviously back to front to back around the post of that stitch, complete as a regular double crochet. And this is an increase, so we're just doing 1 more back post double crochet in the exact same place in the exact same manner. So we have increases on this round, and then we continue in the same way. We're actually having 2 back post double crochets around the next double crochet. Then we have again a front post double crochet around the next one. And then we get to the corner. Here we're working a shell stitch, so we're just doing 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and 2 more double crochets to complete that corner. So we just continue in the same manner around all 3 sides of the triangle. So you just continue doing exactly what I've already shown you all the way around, and then when you get to the end of the round, you'll finish with 2 double crochets, and we'll be joining with a half double crochet. So I'll just complete this and show you how we do that join. Okay, I've just gotten to the last corner here. So like I said, you complete the last corner with the final 2 double crochets, and then we're joining with a half double crochet in the top of the beginning chain 2. And so you just insert your hook there in the top of that beginning chain 2 and work a half double crochet. That's a join that replaces a typical chain 2 and a slip stitch for the corner. And the reason we're doing that is we want to position our join directly in the corner, so our hook is right in the corner, and it will also prevent us from having any funny seam as we continue. So it's a hidden sort of join in the corner, and it's the perfect position we want as we begin round 4. And I'll just show you what the pattern says. It says for round 4, chain 2, double crochet in same space, and that means under that half double crochet in that corner. So when it says double crochet in same space, that's what that means, in that corner space. And then I'll just continue with round 4, and the pattern tells you exactly what to do. It's nothing complicated. It's just some front post double crochets and back post double crochets. So we work 2 front post, and then we work a total of 6 back post double crochets. So we're no longer doing any more increasing. We're simply going to be working 1 post stitch per each of the double crochet stitches along each side. So there are stitch counts given there. So at the end of round 4, you'll have your 3 corner shells. You'll have 12 front post double crochets and 18 back post double crochets. So you can always double check yourself that you have the correct stitch count. And in this pattern, as in many patterns, stitch count is really important to make sure that everything is shaping up properly. And of course, when you're joining pieces together, everything needs to match as well. So stitch count is really important to pay attention to. So I'll continue on with this triangle and show you a bit further in what it looks like as we get more of the rounds completed. But again, this is here currently on round 4. Okay, I'm at the end of round 6, and at the end of round 6, it is noted in the pattern that we are changing the way that the join is done. So we're going to join with a chain 2 and a slip stitch in the top of the beginning chain 2. So that is a change from the join with half double crochet. So we're doing something different there at the end of round 6. Round 7 is very basic. It's a simple round of single crochet, and we just need to pay attention to the instructions so that we have an accurate stitch count on this round. There are some increases done here. So at the end of round 7, you'll have 75 single crochets and 3 chain 2 corners. So you just want to make sure that your stitch count is accurate as you continue with the pattern. I've completed round 7, and now I'm going to begin showing you round 8. On round 8, we're going to be working our 2 double crochet cluster stitches, and the first one is a beginning 2 double crochet cluster. It's simply a chain 2 and a half double crochet into the same space. So that's our first beginning 2 double crochet cluster. Then we do a chain 1, and we skip 1 single crochet and work our 2 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Then chain 1 again, skip 1. So the 2 double crochet cluster is yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and then repeat the same process by doing yarn over, insert into same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all the loops on the hook. So we'll just continue in that same manner all the way along the side of the triangle until we get to the chain 2 corner. And in the chain 2 corner, but we'll be working the same thing, but we'll be working what is called a 2 double crochet cluster shell. So I'll just quickly show you what that looks like. It's pretty simple. And you just want to pay attention on this round that you are placing your stitches properly and not missing any of the single crochet stitches, so that everything does work out correctly for the stitch count and the placement. So again, there are stitch counts given for you to refer to. So let me just finish this side and show you what the corner looks like. Once you get this round 8 established, the following rounds 9 and 10 will be pretty easy to do. They're also very similar, and you'll be sure to have the correct stitch count because you'll be working into those chain 1 spaces between the cluster stitches. Okay, so I'm getting close to my corner here, and so you can see I've come to the end. I've got my 1 single crochet that I'm skipping here, and I'm working into the chain 2 corner. So I'm going to work the 2 double crochet cluster shell. So I work the first half of it, which is the same as what I've been doing, a 2 double crochet cluster, then a chain 2 for the corner, and then another 2 double crochet cluster into the same space. So that is our corner there. That is our 2 double crochet cluster shell. All right, round 8 has been completed, and I have begun round 9, which is very much the same as what we've been doing. I just want to show you the corner for round 9. So in this chain 2 corner here, rather than doing a shell, we're actually going to work 3 of the 2 double crochet clusters. So we begin with 1, then we have a chain 2, we work our second cluster stitch, and then we do also another chain 2, and we work a third cluster stitch into that same corner. So we have 3 of them, and so when we do the next round, we'll have 2 chain 2s and we'll be working a cluster shell stitch in each of those. So that'll be round 10 that's going to be following it. So we'll have more of that flat edge here along the side. So I just wanted to show you that. That's round 9. Here is a close-up look at the completed Trillium triangle. So we have 3 textured leaves, and this is the unjoined version since the last round is not joined to another piece. So this is the unjoined instructions as you would see them in the pattern. So each corner, you can see here, we had a shell, then we ended up with this 3 a wider shell, basically made up of 3 sections, and then we had the double shell for the final round. So we have that on all of those 3 corners, and so that's the unjoined version. And then as we get further in and we're going to create another piece, so I've made another one here. For the second one, we're going to want to join that to an adjacent piece. And so we are actually going to have 6 triangles that are joined together, and then there'll be the circle motif in the middle. So I'm just going to show you how a join is done. So this is a very much a basic technique that you would use with the granny square if you're doing a join as you go type of granny square design. And so I've got my second square here. I'm on the last round, and I've created basically half of this round, and then I've done half of that corner, and now I want to work the second half of the corner. So I'm doing my cluster stitch, and then I'm joining to this space here with a half double crochet. So in this pattern, the joins are done with half double crochet, and then I work directly back into the same space to complete that shell at the corner. Okay, so you can see how that was done. We have our first join there, and I'll just continue in the same way, working all along this side and then joining in the final corner here. So in this case, we just got two pieces that we're joining together, and each join is replacing a chain 1 space. So rather than having a chain 1 space as we did on the first piece, the unjoined piece, instead we're just replacing that with a join, which is done with half double crochet in the adjacent chain 1 space of the adjacent piece. So that is sort of a basic join as you go technique. In this case, rather than joining with perhaps a slip stitch, we are joining with a half double crochet. And the reason we're doing that is it actually gives us a really nice join, and it loosens everything so it's not super tight and gives us a nice join there. So that's how that's done. I'll complete this and show you again what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, I'm almost done with the join along that side. I'll just finish this off. So just doing again this final corner here, our cluster stitch, joining into the adjacent corner there with a half double crochet, and then completing that corner with the second cluster stitch. And then from there I just continue in the same manner with the rest of that corner and all the way around this piece, the same as you did for the first unjoined piece. So I'll continue with that. And so basically once I get all of my 6 triangles completed, then they'll all be joined into a ring, and you'll have what looks like a little mini hexagon here at the center. And when you actually create the circle piece that goes here, it actually just looks like a round circular piece, but you can see it's actually at this point going to look like a bit of a hexagon because you'll have 6 sides. And so yeah, this is quite a lovely texture. It looks beautiful in this natural color, this cream color. The sample obviously was made in teal, but I love to show it in the natural color where you can really see the details of the texture. and also trilliums are generally white, so you can get a real idea of what that looks like. I've finished 6 of the triangles, or almost finished 6 of them. Just wanted to show you that when you do join the final triangle to create the ring, you're going to want to start working along one edge and then join into this corner here, complete this side across the top, join along the second or the third side, I guess, and then finish the original first side, so that you make sure that you're doing it that way, so that you're sure to join it correctly along 2 sides. All the other ones are just joined along a single side, and the last one you'll be joining along 2 sides. Okay, my 6 triangles have been joined together, and in the center here is a hexagon shaped opening. The center circular piece will be joined here. So I've already worked rounds 1 through 3 of this piece, and it's very simple, just very much similar to what we did on the triangles. We've got a magic ring, single crochets, and then the 2 double crochet clusters and chain 1 spaces. So the next round, after you've completed those 3 rounds, is the 4th round is a joining round. And so we're going to be joining with half double crochet again into the spaces around this entire opening here. We're going to work into the corners, the chain 1 spaces in between on each side, on each of the 6 triangles. And we're also going to be joining in the join space. So the half double crochet join, there's a space there between each of the joined triangles. So all of those places will be worked into, and we'll end up joining the center piece directly, a join as you go manner, directly there in the center. You can see I've finished the center circular piece and joined that. And the final round, the joining round, is made up of these 2 double crochet cluster shells. You can see we have 12 of them around, and the joins are in the center and also in between the shells. So when we do that, it perfectly lines up with the joining spaces available there at the center. And when you are working them and joining them, sometimes it's easy to either misplace your join or miss a join. So if something doesn't work out quite right, just pull it back and see if you can figure out where the mistake was made. But you can see the join with half double crochets all the way around, and the final join is done at the very end of the row round, and then you join back to the beginning of the round. So this is my join here. And I was just going to say one final thing about this particular join. You can begin at any point as you're working around the sides here of the triangles. You don't have to begin with, a corner or any particular space. You just have to begin, anywhere that you want, but just make sure they're spaced properly. I decided to turn this sample, which I've been using for the demo, into an actual completed baby blanket. So it will be a lot smaller than the original throw that I made, but it'll make a gorgeous baby blanket. So that's great. I can include a finished baby blanket size in the pattern and give you yardage estimates and an idea of what that would look like in dimensions as well for a smaller size. So as I'm continuing here, I've got these little semicircles that I need to create. On this one, I'm going to just have 2 of them. So I've got one on that side and one on this side. So that's going to fill in this half hexagon shape here at the side. And the piece that I'm making for that it's simply worked in rows. So it's not actually a circle, it's just a half circle. So we're working back and forth in rows, and we are at nearing the end. This is row 3, and the 4th row is simply a joining row. And I've got 5 chain 1 spaces on this row 3, and so on row 4, as I join, I will be working 5 of the 2 double crochet cluster stitches, shell stitches. So I'll have 5 shells on the last row, and that's the joining row. And it's simply joined into again, the spaces the same as it was on the center motif, either the corner space, the chain 1 space, here's another corner, and then also the center join area here. So we have, I believe, 11 joins. I'll have to double check my pattern, but I'll write that in the stitch count, how many joins there are. And there are 5 of the shell stitches there. And that completes the edge of the blanket, gives a nice straight edge. And there is one other little minor gap, as you can see here. It's just not straight, right? But when you do the edging round, which is a single crochet round, the foundation edging round, I'll tell you to work some taller stitches here in this gap so that it helps to straighten it out. And then that will set up the foundation for the final knit look ribbed edging. Here's a look at the finished baby blanket version of the Trillium Afghan. So you can see I've added the knit look rib edging here. And also behind the bear is where the 2 triangle pieces came together with the slight dip. You can see I've worked taller stitches there to even out that edge. And also the final ribbed edging gave it a perfect finished look, so it's nice and straight. The baby blanket ended up being about 32 inches wide by 46 inches long, so I think it was just slightly longer than a standard baby blanket would be, but it was a really good size. And of course it looks so lovely in this beautiful cream color. You can see all the textures. Really pleased with how this one turned out. So if you don't have the time to make a full Afghan or throw, try the baby blanket size. It works out pretty quickly. I think I made this one in about 4 days maybe. So it's quite a fun pattern. Hopefully you'll enjoy this one. And this is the last pattern from the 2023 Afghan Club. So I'll be adding that into the ebook soon, or I will be adding it in, and it will be in the ebook by the time this video is posted. And I'm also going to be doing a 2024 Afghan Club, so just keep your eyes open for that.